Go to logi.gg/Datto and use code Datto10 to save money on your next Logitech purchase. Hello everyone, the exotic class item is now available to earn through a secret exotic mission, arguably one of the best that Bungie has ever made. But first, you need to actually unlock the mission, which shouldn't take you too much time. The first thing you need to do is do Overthrow in each of the 3 zones. After killing the final boss in Overthrow, all enemies normally despawn for about 5 minutes. However, if you roam around the map, you will eventually come across a series of enemies. You need to kill these enemies and the boss, who is called a Secret Keeper of Savathun or whatever it's called. Here are the locations of all of the secret bosses. They aren't really too tough to kill, they're just a little annoying to find. Some people have reported that after an overthrow and going to the correct area where the boss is, that the boss isn't spawning. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have an answer for that problem at the moment, but maybe if it gets addressed, check the comments or the description. After you kill all 3 of the secret bosses, you'll need to do an event to activate the secret mission. Go to the blooming and follow the big green beam of light in the sky towards the refraction. When you hit this room, you'll get a buff that lasts for 7 minutes called Savathun's Envoy. You have 7 minutes to complete the puzzle here. That being said, there's not that much of a puzzle. Head into the next area and you'll see 2 big pyramid cruxes outside. They will be spawning tons and tons of enemies. Just kill enemies until a subjugator shows up at each one of them. Kill the subjugators to grab either the refracted light or the darkness ball. You need to place these in the light and dark plates in the room where you initially got the Savathun's Envoy buff. After dunking both of the balls into their plates, the exotic mission will be activated and you'll see a beacon in the exact same room. This mission is designed specifically for 2 people, so buddy up. It is not soloable as far as I know. Enter the mission and prepare for one of the best missions that I think Bungie has ever made. I would really encourage you to do this mission without my guide, as I think it will be far more enjoyable if you figure things out on your own, even if it does mean a greater time investment. However, if you don't want to do that or you're just getting stuck, here we go. The first thing you need to do before you can even go in is make sure that one person is on a light subclass and the other on a dark. Prismatic will give a random assignment if both of you have Prismatic equipped. The mission is also timed. You'll get back more time for completing sections of it. The first thing you'll need to do is escape the starting room. This is done by having the light-aligned player stand on the light plate and the dark-aligned stand on the dark plate. These alignments are given immediately when you start the mission and will stick with you for the rest of the mission. Continue to explore through the area until you get to the first puzzle. The first puzzle will split the team. One person, the light aligned, will be the reader downstairs, while the dark will be the shooter. Enemies will start spawning, including eventually an enemy that can only be damaged by the light player and then the other by the dark player. They will drop a mote of light when killed. The light player will see 2 pedestals by their plate. One of them should be lit up with a symbol if you have a mote of light. These symbols are from Vow of the Disciple. The goal here is to light up both pedestals with symbol, meaning kill 2 light enemies, so that way you can tell your teammate which symbols they need to shoot, since your teammate can't see the symbols on the pedestals. After you light up 2 pedestals, read the symbols from left to right, and have the other player shoot the symbols in that order, not the symbols literally, but the little thing underneath. You'll see it in the next clip. If done successfully, you will be teleported to a new room and the roles will switch. You will also need to do 3 pedestals this time. Succeed in this room and you'll move to the final room where you need to do 4 pedestals. Next, you'll move to a platforming section where you will need to step on the light and dark plates a few times over while traversing the area. There isn't anything too complex about this next part, but I'm going to play the entire section at about 2.5x speed in case you get confused and you want to see where I'm going. Otherwise, you can just skip ahead to the next encounter. This next encounter spawns many enemies, so bring good ad-slaying weapons, in addition to weapons that are good at killing tormentors, because you will see many of them. Like 3, at least. When you kill the tormentor that spawns, whoever gets the killing blow will get a buff lasting 30 seconds called Harmonic Sundering. In front of you will be a series of small darkness cruxes, with most of them having a darkness beam going to the center. However, the lines for one person will not be the same as the other person. The goal here is to find out which of the lines both players have and shoot those respective darkness cruxes. I labeled the cruxes 1 through 9, 1 on the left and 9 on the right. However, you'll notice that it looks kind of like a clock, so feel free to use clock-based callouts instead. You'll experience a similar set of callouts at the next boss anyway. So, for example, I have 4, 6, and 9 with no beams, and my teammate has 2, 5, and 8 with no beams. That means that only one of us has those beams active, and all other beams not accounted for means that we have both of them. Essentially, you're just calling out the numbers that neither of you called out. So our answer to this is to shoot 1, 3, and 7. If it works, it'll say Light and Darkness Surge, destabilizing an obelisk. If it says anything else, you did it wrong. You'll repeat this 2 more times to complete the encounter. After another short traversal section, you will hit the final boss, or rather, bosses. Start fighting the first boss. You're gonna have a lot of ads spawning, just be aware. When you get the first boss to 66% HP, the boss is gonna go immune, and a light and dark specific enemy will spawn in, kinda like at the very beginning. Kill them to start this next mechanic, which is another set of symbol callouts. One person is going to see the symbols and read them top to bottom, the other person will destroy them in that order around the room. After that's done, the boss will become vulnerable again and you'll damage the boss until 33% when they will go immune again. A new boss is going to show up and you'll do the same thing, 66%, kill light and dark enemy to do the symbol callouts, and then at 33%, the boss is going to go immune. Then, you may have noticed the 2 clock dials on the sides of the room. Split the team 1 and 1, and each one of you go to a clock. 4 beams are going to be lit up, and all the others are going to be off. Then, a few seconds later, a new set of 4 is going to activate, and then another set of 4 is going to activate, rotating in this 3-block sequence. The goal here is to find which of the 12 lines both of you have active at the same time. The way I did this was to have my teammate call out what they had. Then, as soon as I knew which one matched up, I called it out. For example, my teammate calls out that they see 3, 4, 10, and 12 active. I see that I have 12 active as well. I say to shoot 12. This was our final dial. You need to do 3. So the barrier breaks and both bosses activate at the same time. Kill them and you're almost done. The final part, after the bosses, is pretty fun. And it's not complex at all. There's no puzzle solving. And I just think it's really neat to the point that I don't even want to show what actually happens after the boss. I'm just going to let you see it for yourself. At the end of it, you'll be granted a randomly rolled exotic class item. In order to get more of these class items, you can either rerun the mission to get one guaranteed with seemingly no limit, or you have a very rare chance to get one randomly from any chest in the Pale Heart. That's how you get the exotic class item unlocked. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.